Welcome, everybody, to the Sunday Global Miracle Call. It's so wonderful to see your beautiful, shining faces as you all come in. My name is Luke Sutton, and I'm your host today. My co host is Geraldine Retzlin. Geraldine, would you like to say hi to everybody?
Good morning, everyone. Hello.
Welcome, 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 from wherever you're zooming in from, all over the world. It's our Sunday call, and we're here because if we have, most of us have read the book Ancient Secrets of a Master Healer, which I don't have in my hand. I meant to have it here, but I don't. So I'm saying hi as all of you are coming in. Hi, Ron. It's good to see you, my brother. Hi, Heather. Good to see you. Haven't seen you in a while. Heather lives nearby me in Olympia. Jacob, good to see you. And Renee. May, it's always good to see you. So we have a beautiful program today. It's about transformation. We're going to have things that we talk about with transformation. We're going to have a beautiful meditation. We're going to go on a journey of transformation, and everybody will get a chance to share about that as well. So as we're coming in, please put into the chat where you're zooming in from. And I don't see any new people here yet. Oh, Rebecca's here. Hi, Rebecca. Good to see you. People are coming in slowly today, but they're coming. Hi, Jane. Good to see you, Jane. So please put into the chat where you're zooming in from. And welcome to the Sunday Global Miracle Call. Again, I'm Luke, and my host is Geraldine. So happy to be here today. Hi, Carmen. Good to see you all.
Good morning, Luke.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. And people are coming in from all over.
It's so fun to see where everybody lives.
It is. Are you watching the chat, Geraldine? Yeah,
Yes.
it's good to see. As you come in, please put into the chat where you're zooming in from.
And
It's
if
so
you're
nice.
new, please let us know.
If you're new, please do that. Hi, Brett. Good to see you. Hi, Raven. Hi, Linda Smith from Mount Shasta. Good to see you.
I am committed to getting breakfast and morning pages now, so I cannot engage with you guys. But I send you love from Mount Shasta, California. Dang it, there's only one of me to go around. I'm so precious.
Thank you, Linda. Thank you so much for being here. So, what we do here on the Sunday call is we share our times, we share our beautiful experiences, and one of the first things we do is we show the disclaimer. So, Robin, if you could bring up the disclaimer, that would be wonderful. I didn't come to teach you, I came to love you. Love will teach you. And that is the quote in the beginning of the book. The information shared on this call is intended for educational purposes only and is not meant to diagnose or treat any medical or emotional condition. Please see the medical disclaimer in the beginning pages of Ancient Secrets of a Master Healer or on our official website, myancientsecrets.com. And of course, always talk to your doctor before making any health related changes. Thank you. Well, we always have announcements. There are always many, many things going on here in Ancient Secrets. So, Susan, would you please give us the announcements?
Well, welcome everybody. Good moment. Good morning, good afternoon, good moment. So I'll go through the announcements. I want to begin by announcing we have our art time with Carol Ray. We're going to do origami butterflies. How much fun is that? And that's on March 11th at what is it, 10 a.m. Pacific time on March 11th. And so there's a minimum of a $5 donation, totally worth it. It's just a gathering of the heart. So we are starting our amazing Miracle Experience game, and that is going to be on May 4th. And that's where we get to all support each other to actually live the three amazing principles, more than three, but the three central principles of our lineage. And it's a transformational game. The miracles happen for everyone. You can't not have a miracle happen. So please join us. And that I think that if you do it, register now, there is a discount. And I'm not sure when that discount ends, but check it out. It'll be a lot of fun. You get mentored. I think many of us have done it a number of times, and it's worth repeating every time it's offered.
And if I May 4th is an auspicious day. It is Dr. Naram's birthday.
And it's Joe's birthday too.
Well, that's a different story.
That's a different story. Okay. The Mystical Nepal trip is coming up, and a number of the people on this call have been to Nepal, including myself. It is a talk about transformational, an amazing experience. That's happening on April 7th through 13th, and then November 21st through 28th. And there are a few spaces available if you have any inclination to make that happen, or inkling, do it. It's just incredible. We have our family reunion, yay, in Ashland. That's going to be June 1st through 5th. And from my heart to your heart, if you have any sense that you'd like to join, please register now. We'd love to be able to arrange for food for everybody, but if we don't know how many people are coming, we can't. And so out of love, please register early and bring your friends. It's going to be a beautiful experience. We're going to soak in the love at Jackson Wellspring between each other, between all of us, and in the beautiful healing waters. Okay, that's our family reunion. There are a number of self-guided courses that are listed on our webpage, in our newsletter. They're incredible. Talk about transformational. They are. And if you do not receive the newsletter by any chance, I believe that someone's going to post the link to the newsletter in the chat. Please make sure you get the newsletter. It's just such a wealth of information, and that's where you find out everything that's going on. So make sure you're signed up. And tomorrow, Monday at 9:30 a.m. is the Pillar for Community meeting. And that if you're interested in being involved in what this community has to offer and how it has to offer things, please come join us. It's a fun meeting, and we're all in the creation stage when we do it, and it makes a difference. You make a difference. You matter. So thank you, Luke. I think that's it.
Thank you, Susan. Beautifully well done announcements. Greatly appreciate that. So as mentioned, the theme of today is transformation. And there's all kinds of transformations. And in a little while, we're going to be going on a mystical, magical journey of transformation. But first, we're going to bring up the quote of the week from the book Ancient Secrets of a Master Healer. So, Cornelia, if you could bring that quote up, that would be nice. When you have a burning desire with a big faith, commitment, and discipline, then anything is possible. And that's Baba Ram Dass said that in the book Ancient Secrets of a Master Healer on page 160. Thank you. So what do those things have to do with transformation? You know, when I picked out that quote, it just struck me. But I thought to myself, people might wonder what those elements have to do with transformation. So I made a slide that goes into detail about that. And Cornelia, if you could bring that up, please.
Okay, 1 second. Can I not share now? Okay, here we go.
Okay, the engine of transformation. So this goes into a little more detail with what the quote is. Burning desire, big faith, commitment, and discipline from a cohesive four-part engine for transformation. Transformation is not accidental, it is intentional. Desire, it sparks the vision of a new life. Faith makes it believable. Commitment binds you to the path. And discipline executes the daily actions. That's how transformation happens. Thank you. And a little later, I'm going to show you a video slideshow that I created. We're going to go on a journey of transformation, and then we'll all get a chance to share. Hi, Schiffer. Nice to see you.
Good morning. Good
Good,
morning. It's
good
nice to
morning.
see everyone here.
Nice to see you. Nice to see you, Leonore. Leonore. So, one of the things about transformation are the things we have in nature, the plants that help us in healing. And every week we show a medicinal plant that can really help us so much. And today Carol is going to talk about the medicinal plant of this week. Carol.
Hey, yes, the plant of the week is purslane, and I was if Cornelia, if, I don't know if you have that one. It's also in that chat. You could bring up the graphic of it or no?
At the moment, no.
Okay. So it showed up on my deck last summer. Just I had a pot that the thing died, and then this beautiful yellow flowering plant showed up there that was kind of like, wow, what is this? So I used my phone to identify it. It was purslane, and it has omega 3s. It has vitamins A, C, and E. It has potassium. It has magnesium. You can make a pesto sauce out of it. You can make a
Wow.
you can crush the leaves and make a poultice for burns, minor cuts. What an amazing gift that this plant is in our lives. It's in the newsletter. You can take a look at it there, but it's identifiable because its branches stand really straight. It has a five point flower on it that's tiny and yellow, and its leaves are very. This is a succulent, so they're kind of thick and you can kind of squish them. So I hope you'll take a minute to look around your area this spring. It's not quite out yet in Texas, but it will be coming. And it's such an amazing gift that we have it in our life. So purslane, take a look and have a look at the newsletter. I think you'll find
Purslane.
that it's pretty darn amazing what we have in our world. Thanks.
Thank you, Carol. How do you say it? It's purslane? Is that correct?
Purslane is how I
Per-
say it, but I'm sure other people might say it differently. But
okay, no, I was just curious. I haven't heard of that one. Thank you so much.
It is.
There
Sorry
it
for
is.
the.
Oh, purslane. Okay, great. Wow, that's beautiful.
yeah, so you see the omega-3 fatty acids, ACE, magnesium, calcium, potassium. It's yeah, and it's a cute little plant. It's quite ornamental for a weed.
And you could actually make pesto sauce from this?
Yes, you can make pesto sauce from it.
Oh,
You can use it in
wow.
a stir fry. Adds a little kind of a savory thing to it, and you can also use it in as a substitute for spinach if you're hard pressed for
Well,
greens.
I love pesto sauce. I have to look into that. Thank you so
Thanks.
much, Carol. Well, this is the time for us to move from our head to our heart. And I have a wonderful Buddhist meditation planned for us. And in a moment, Cornelia will bring up the video. This is a beautiful Buddhist meditation of Om Mani Padme Hum, which means the jewel of the lotus. And it's associated with the Bodhisattva of compassion, Avalokiteshvara, who's one of my personal favorites. I have a statue of him on my meditation stand. He's usually depicted with 1,000 arms. And Om Mani Padme Hum helps to purify the mind as you chant it over and over and over again. Helps to relieve you of negative emotions. I actually have it on a bracelet here that Dr. Clint bought for me in Nepal, and in Sanskrit it says Om Mani Padme Hum. So this is one of my favorite uh, Buddhist mantras, and we're going to do a meditation for a few minutes. So first, if Cornelia, you could bring up the video, and let's start playing that. as you listen to this deep, deep vibration, let it vibrate through all of your whole body, through all the cells of your body. Just listen to that beautiful vibration, and we'll just be silent for about 3 or 4 minutes and just listen and let it vibrate through you. Thank you, Cornelia. Oh, that is, for me, that is just so deep and so beautiful.
Yeah.
Can we, if anybody wants to share if they had any experience with that meditation, the vibration of Om Mani Padme Hum, because I know for me it's so deep. Anybody want to share anything they felt during that meditation? Ariana, please.
Hi. You know what's so fascinating about that chant, whatever. My mom was on her deathbed, and I chanted that
Mm,
over and over and over, and she came out of it, and she lived for a few more months. So
wow,
powerful.
beautiful. Yes, thank you. It's one of my favorites. It's very powerful, and when you chant it over and over again, and the vibration that it creates, the way I the way I always say it is like this: Om Mani Padme and I chant it over and over again. It creates a beautiful vibration within you. So, before we get more deeply into transformation, I think this is a good time to do some marmas because marmas are something that are very transformational in our ancient secrets community. Carol, would you like to show us a couple of wonderful marmas that people can partake in?
Sure, I'd love to. I like to start with letting go of anything that no longer serves us. And we do that by creating a red frame over our left eye and visualize something you want to let go of, or it could be just, an imagery of that which no longer serves me. And we use our left hand, and there's a fleshy part here. And if you poke around, you'll find a tender spot. And you press into that spot 6 times while you hold that vision. I release and I let go of that which no longer serves me. It could be an emotion, it could be a guilt, it could be another person, it could be a dog that bit you, whatever it is. You let go of that which no longer serves you, and you can do that up to 6 times a day. And then, because this is our main focus, is, what do you want? Not what you don't want, but what do you want? And we do that on the right hand, which is the future, and the index point here. And we press that kind of with the nail so that you're in the tip of the finger. And we hold a white frame over the right eye and visualize from our oversoul, our highest image of ourself, divine consciousness. What is my purpose? What is it that I want? And we do that 6 times and create space there for that. And then one of my favorites is the priority in the middle of the index finger. And we ask, what is the priority for today? What is the most important thing for me to know and to do now? And that one is 6 times in the middle. And this series is finished up on the one closest to your palm, and that one is the third joint there. And we ask, how will I feel? What will be different in my life when I have what I want? And 6 times for that one. And I'm just going to do self-love, because everything starts with this. If we can't love ourselves, things are really difficult in our life. So I like to put my hand on my heart, and I visualize myself one with consciousness, one with all that is, one with all life. And do that at the very tip. This is also a traditional Chinese medicine point for anxiety. So that one's 6 times on the inside there of the ear. And then I'm just going to do being held, and that's the last one I'll do today. You touch your third fingers together, palm of your right hand on your forehead, and pull up on your scalp. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. How's that, Luke?
That's great, Carol. Thank you so much. Practicing Marma is an integral part of what we do in Ancient Secrets. I know for myself, I practice many of them for several times a day. So I highly recommend practicing Marma. They really do help, especially like anything in life. Repetition and consistency is what produces results. So when you are consistent with the daily practice of Marma, you could produce some amazing healing results. I remember a woman not long ago, I was in a breakout room, and she had having a lot of pain. I forget what part of her body. And she practiced the pain Marma, which is right about here, over and over and over again, multiple times a day, and it actually relieved her pain. So the Marmas work. They really work. Okay, so again, the theme of today is transformation. And what is transformation all about? What does it mean? How do we create transformation in our lives? There's so many different types of transformation. So I created a video slideshow where we can delve into this world a little bit. We're going to experience that now. And Cornelia, if you could bring that up and play it, that would be great. What is transformation? That is the question of the day. So sit back and relax as we take you on this mystical, magical excursion through the world of transformation. Understanding transformation. Transformation is more than change. Change modifies what already exists, Transformation reshapes something at its very core. It is the process through which an identity dissolves and something new begins to emerge. Transformation, it's not simply becoming better. It is becoming different. Transformation is universal. Transformation is woven into the fabric of existence. Stars ignite and fade. Oceans reshape the earth without effort. Seasons change without resistance. Nothing in nature stands still. Everything moves toward becoming, and so do we. The threshold moment. Transformation often begins quietly. A moment comes when the old way no longer fits. Something inside you just knows, and it says, I can't stay the same. You may not see the next chapter clearly, but you feel the invitation to step forward. That is the threshold. The inner unraveling. Transformation does not begin with wings. It begins with release. Old identities start to loosen. Beliefs you once relied on begin to shift. What felt certain becomes uncertain. This in-between space can feel uncomfortable, but it is sacred. It is where the old self dissolves and something new quietly forms. Metamorphosis. Every transformation follows a sacred pattern. The caterpillar does not simply grow wings. It enters a chrysalis and dissolves. What once defined it completely breaks down into something unrecognizable. Only then does the butterfly emerge, not improved, but entirely new. When we awaken, transformation is not only found in nature, it happens within us. There comes a moment when the life we are living no longer matches the truth we feel inside. We begin to release what we have outgrown. We soften, we open, and slowly, the ordinary self gives way to the awakened one. Courage to transform. Transformation is not automatic. It asks something of us. It asks us to move before we see the whole path, to step forward before we feel completely ready. It takes courage. The power of surrender. Courage opens the door. Surrender carries us through it. Transformation deepens when we release control and allow life to unfold. In surrender, we are not diminished. We rise. Living the transformation. Transformation is not escape. It is awakening within this life. To walk this earth in a human body, guided by higher awareness. In the world, yet no longer bound by it. Ancient Secrets Transformation. In Ancient Secrets, we have journeyed through the stages of transformation, from ancient lineage to living wisdom, from healing principles to community and love. Through Ancient Secrets, lives are being renewed. And this is our mystical, magical journey through transformation. And now it's time for us to talk about our own special experiences with transformation. You could talk about any type of transformation you like, but we've all experienced transformations with ancient secrets, with our diet, our herbs, our home remedies, the food we eat, the panchakarma, the detoxes. All of these things have created transformations for us within ancient secrets. Now it's our time to share. I love you and I'm with you. Namaskar. So I hope you enjoyed that journey through transformation. And now it's time for us to share our own experiences. And we all have many. As we talked about, it takes courage, it takes surrender. So anybody who wants to share their experience of transformation, please put your digital hands up. Well, I'm going to start first with my co-host, Geralyn. Geralyn, could you share some experiences of your own transformation?
Yeah, this is a really big one because I feel like my entire life has been a transformation. I don't, I don't feel like there's been like a lot of stillness. It's everything, and I also think I know, I also think that the sometimes the higher self or the soul forces the transformation, and then we get to figure out what is going to be our intention to work through this. I certainly would not have chosen consciously some of these experiences that I've been through in my life. Um, but I certainly have learned a lot. And, you know, in the part of knowing ourselves to be everything, yet we have invited ourselves to be present at this time in our life with all these changes that were brought. And um, one of the things I learned in Ancient Secrets is the Atiti Devo Bhava, which is all the things that happen to us in life, um, even whether they're enjoyable or not enjoyable, are happening for our benefit, happening for us. And I think if we look at it that way, it certainly makes a lot of these even traumas that happen in our lives that we didn't consciously chose, but somehow maybe subconsciously chose. Um, I know that I am going through a transition in my life now of after working as an RN for 40 years and taking care of family and other people. It's like, who am I now? It's like I have no idea. So I feel like I am in that chrysalis stage of that caterpillar, where it's just mush and all the biochemistry has to change and to make us become something else. And I think in I have no idea what that is going to be, or maybe I'm living it now and I don't even know it. I mean, that's possible, right? So I think that part of that really beautiful presentation you had in there, Luke, is that you don't have to know where it's going. I like that. That's a good reminder. Because sometimes I think we're in transition and we're transforming and we don't really have a really great focus yet. And we get to allow that to just be. And that's where I'm at.
Well, thank you, Geraldine. That was so beautifully said. Thank you so much. Jane put a beautiful little thing into the chat about transformation. Jane, would you like to speak about that? What you put into the chat?
Yes, I don't mind. Yeah,
life came to a halt for me in the 90s when I couldn't function anymore. And I was given an opportunity to open a door to change. And I just blindly walked through it. It was like, okay, I'll do this. And it didn't fix things right away, but it gave me tools to continue my transformation into a new person. And I honestly, my prayer every day is, put something in front of me, surprise me, let me see what happens. So, and Ancient Secrets was one of those things that came along in 2021 for me. I'm still here, so I find the background about the marmas so fascinating. I use them every day. It's just been wonderful, and I can't wait to see what else lies ahead.
Thank you, Jane. Thank you so much. That was so beautiful. Schiffer, you've had your hand up for a while. Let's hear from you.
Um, I think there's been a lot of transformation. I went dancing with a friend just a couple days ago, and I've done a lot of work around forgiveness, and there was just something about a feeling of, like a lot of people, I had a lot of horrific kinds of things happen. But I was sort of feeling into of, well, if this is, like, I don't think we just sort of randomly come in and our parents just, it's just kind of luck of the draw kind of thing, that it kind of somehow made some sense to me. And I could it I think my soul wanted to know what it was like to understand how much suffering people go through so that I could be available to try to heal that. And I could feel my father saying to me that I'm really sorry that I did all of that stuff, but that somehow that was, I don't know, necessary. And again, if anybody's been abused, I'm not saying it's okay, so don't take it that way at all, but that it somehow made sense to me, and I could feel all these cast of characters coming and asking for forgiveness. And when I was done, and prior to that, I allowed myself to get very angry just in a dance at certain forces in the world. And then after that, that's when that happened. And I don't know, it just somehow made a difference. I mean, I grew up, I was an Orthodox Jew, although that I was always very open to all different kinds of people even then. But and that now the fact that I have a very dear friend who lives in the West Bank, and I don't know. It's just made me a little more tender, and I'm seeing a transformation of anger. I'm waiting for the I'm wanting the transformation of fear. And I see that when certain things happen to me, I don't get upset as I used to. I'm more willing to accept things that are going on. And I'm also, in a sense, willing to, when you love people who are in very dangerous situations, that then, there's always that possibility of loss. But I would rather have a heart that's open to the world. And my prayer is that my transformation and all our transformations will transform what we're seeing, and that love will overtake some of the stuff that's happening around the world right now. And thank you.
Thank you so much. And Shifra, people have mentioned that we have seen a transformation in you since you first came to Ancient Secrets. So you are a walking, living transformation, quite honestly. Thank you for your share. Cornelia, please.
I was actually just wanting to say that as well. As Shifa was speaking, I was thinking she is an example of transformation that we have really seen in the last few years unfolding right in front of us. So you're really an example of transformation. So thank you, Shifra, for being that.
Yes.
What came to my mind, however, when you were actually going through your presentation was sometimes um, we don't know really that a transformation is happening, but there's something deep inside of us that calls us. And one of those situations that immediately popped into my mind that I knew at a certain point that I needed to kind of give up my marriage, my
Yeah.
um, and really give up my family in a sense because I had a feeling that my soul was dying, and it was really such a deep feeling. And I, of course, I was afraid. I had no income whatsoever. I didn't know how I would even kind of go on, and it was really scary, and it took her courage. So all the words that you were actually saying in your presentations really kind of stood out to me right now looking at them, because that I was feeling that it was so scary. And then I had this kind of um, it was an inner voice kind of, or an outer voice, I don't really know, I cannot really remember, but it was as if somebody was speaking to me and said, if you're not making that decision, you will have another accident. And some of you remember I did have this serious accident in 1990, and that was now in 2003. So, and when I heard that, I knew it was time to make that decision and really go to totally into the unknown. And for me, that really opened up a new way of living and a new way of being by taking those steps and become totally independent, leaving the country, starting a new life away from everything that I knew. And so that for me was a big transformation. I had a few, like everyone was kind of saying, speaking before me, that transformation is actually constant. We are constantly transforming. And some are more obvious than others, but in a sense, we are all transforming all the time.
We are true. It's true. And thank you so much, Cornelia. And that's a beautiful way of saying it. We are always in some form of transformation. As I said in the presentation, it takes courage and surrender and also taking action. You can have a vision, you can have a dream, but if you don't take action, if you don't have the courage to take action, it will just remain a dream and nothing will happen. And I will share one in a moment, but first, Anne Renee, you go ahead.
Well, I think this topic of transformation is like so divinely timed right now because, I just want to speak to the aspects of astrology that are moving us forward right now. Saturn and Neptune just moved into Aries, and this is like a whole collective planetary shift of energy. And Aries is about I am, and it's about new beginnings, and it's about moving forward, and it's ruled by Mars, so it's like it's not, it's like you got to move. You got to move in some direction, right? And the other thing about Aries is the keywords are I am, and I am is really the name of God. Like I am is our presence. It's like being fully present in our body from our higher self, anchoring that into the physical. So this is the initiation that collectively we're going through is to embody our greatness and embody our higher self into the physical realm. And the other thing I wanted to share with you is that we are in this eclipse portal. The last eclipse, the lunar eclipse, was February 26th, and on the 3rd is the solar eclipse. And eclipses are like they are they are like shifting energy, like the lightning hitting the tower in the tarot cards. It's like the people fall out of the tarot and out of the tower, and they fall on their heads to come into higher consciousness, right? So these shifts, the eclipses, are like these impulses of energy that actually create surprises in our life and create situations in our life that actually, in a sense, force us to change. They're so powerful. So the more we can be, okay, I'm open and willing to my next higher evolution and receive it in that way, then we're working with the forces of nature that are moving us on. to our higher evolution. So I just want to say that. Thank you, Luke. That was so incredible. That slideshow is really amazing.
Well, thank you, Anne Renee, and thank you for what you said. Astrologically, things are always in flux. I think transformation is constantly happening when you look at things from an astrological standpoint. So thank you for that. Susan, please.
Thank you, Luke. That was a beautiful presentation. I just want to mention a quick transformation that I've noticed within myself, in that it used to be that I would have a lot of juice, a lot of about telling my stories about the past, talking about, oh, this happened and that happened, kind of victim stories. And what I've noticed in the past just period of time is that those stories are not holding any energy for me, and I'm not interested in talking about them. And it's like old news, they're stale, they don't work for who I've become. And it's pretty wonderful to no longer be where I was. And so I just wanted to mention that. I don't know if other people are feeling those kinds of things, but just not holding the energy or the attraction in the way that they used to. And I know that that's part of this big transformation that we're all going through. And it's pretty wonderful. And it's wonderful to be in a group that we're all going through this. You know, we've all been taught these incredible principles of how to think about things differently and experience things differently. And when you practice, it does change you. And I like to think of it as organic. It's happening organically. It's not like oh, I want to do this. It's like, well, this is happening. So thank you.
Thank you, Susan. Oh,
Luke,
go ahead, Joe. Go ahead.
well, she mentioned it was one of your components that you so, systematically outlined in there was release, right? I mean, before transformation, have to let go of what was. And
Surrender, yes.
yeah, the surrender and release of the story that, we've held on to. So
I agree. Thank you. I know there are a few more hands, and I'm going to call on each one of you, but in this moment, I feel so compelled, since especially Joseph just talked about surrender and release. I just want to share mine for one moment. And my transformation came from before and during and after my trip to Nepal last October. So, as I said in the slideshow, it takes courage and surrender. Now, I had seen people go on Nepal trips before, and I was always so envious, and I always wanted to go, but I always had one excuse after another. And then last year in Sedona, I said to Clint, I really want to go, and I wasn't sure if I can do it. I had all these reasons, financial, and I just hurt my shoulder. Will I be able to do it? But one morning I woke up and I said, that's it. I'm going to do it. And I put down my down payment. And I was nervous, so that was the first step. I was nervous. It was moving into the unknown. I've traveled through Europe. I've traveled to Mexico and Hawaii. I've never traveled to the Far East. So I was nervous going into the unknown. But I said I'm going to do it. And as the months got closer and closer, and I kept thinking I'm going to Nepal, I was really nervous about it. What's happening? The unknown can be very, very scary. So
Yeah.
when I got there and during the whole trip and the camaraderie of everybody on the trip and being with Dr. Clint, who knows Nepal so well, and being with my brother Vinay, it turned into the most transformational experience of my entire life. And I mean that seriously. It's with me still. Nepal is in my heart. The beauty of it, the friendships I made there. I even have a friend there named Ganesh Brimal, who we still communicate. He invites me to come anytime I want and stay with him and his wife. And I want to go again this year. But as I showed in the slideshow, it takes courage and surrender. I took the courage to do this, and I had to surrender to it. And the transformation occurred because I did that. And to this day, I feel changed and transformed just from having that beautiful Nepal experience. So like Susan said in the announcements, if you have an inclination to go to Nepal, don't put it off. Please do it. It is the journey and a transformational experience of a lifetime. That's all I wanted to say about that. Thank you. Nehemiah, you go ahead. You're muted.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, I want to follow the advice of Susan, which fit the teaching of my master, which is don't focus on your story too much because it's all passive. Focus on what's happening for everyone here. Because my story fascinates me. I'll just say there have been two transformations. Once in a auspicious place in a Sinai desert near the Red Sea, when a master came to me, so two students, and I don't want didn't even want to know his name and to repeat his mantra, but he still did it because I was ready. From long distance, from India to all the way to the Red Sea, very auspicious, and the one that is happening now. So what's happening now and what's happening to everyone, I believe, our process is speed up the moment we are willing. And once we are more awakened, it speed up even more. So now for everyone that is in this room, the transformation is happening much faster than for not just in this room, all the spiritual places where people are willing to transform. Much more than to anybody else in humanity, but with much more readiness. The most extreme example of readiness is Jesus Christ. He was ready to die on the cross with physical pain, and he appeared to me in my vision, or my most powerful vision when I was 28, and it's still the most powerful, on the cross. And he wasn't painful. He was joyful. He was full of light. Whatever, I know some people believe it's okay, but the story about his pain and all this, he was beyond pain, and he's not the only one. Some people, they are able to transcend even pain, the pain of death. Anyway, what's happening now is this, in my understanding. The world is transforming on two cycles that converge. And I said it before, but it's so important to remind everyone. One is the Mayan calendar is transforming from 26,000 years of egocentric humanity to 26,000 years of trans-egocentric. And this is hard to believe because we've been living in this for so long. And then the other one is even bigger cycle is changing from a Kali Yuga, the most challenging, where people cheat more and more, and they do now like on the internet everywhere, and the leaders, wherever I even would go, are the people who are having so much money, are slave of the a mammon god, of the god of money and greed and controlling and sending us to war and all this, even the war that happened now in my country that I'm still attached to, admittedly. So my feeling is what our role is this. I mean, everybody can feel different, but generally, is to fully give everything to our transformation, knowing that we are not just helping ourselves, because we are able to send vibration to the entire world through this. So we are kind of the pioneers. And when I say we, I don't want to say it egocentrically. It's all the people that are committed to transformation. We are the pioneers that affect the transformation of the world and help people to go, because transformation is very hard for everyone. And for people who are just going for it still unaware, is even harder. So as people who are more aware, our job is to take some pain and what happened to many people we found, they don't become more painful, but we become more tired. I found it many places because it takes so much of us, even if we are not intended. And if you're intended, so be ready to be more tired. It's okay. That's all. At least I'm ready.
Okay. Thank you so much, Nehemiah. Transformation is everywhere. It's worldwide. Ron, we'd love to hear from you.
Brother Luke, so good to see you.
You too.
Thank you for anchoring in and holding this call for the amazing job that you are anchoring transformation in at such a level, just incredible. And I'm just loving hearing everybody's stories of the transformations that everybody's going through. And your meditation really powerful, and it really brought to me that, life is the chrysalis. We are constantly changing all the time. We live in a chrysalis. We are always morphing, changing, growing into something magnificent and beautiful that, well, that's where we come from. But anyway, it, but I mean, it is such a slow process. Carol Ray and I had a wonderful conversation a couple of weeks ago, and she was a little bit in a hurry she had a lunch to get to, and I'm in the middle of a story that was decades old. And so she's rushing to get out. I'm rushing to get my story out. And all of this, then, and it's like, well, yep, we'll see you. Bye. And then I sat with that for a little bit and I was like, wow, that story was decades old. Why was I in such a hurry to get it out again? And it's like, it's back to my attention. The old stories, yes, they were part of us. They were who we were. That is how I got to where I am now. But now I see that. Now I have grown from that. Now it'll be easier for me to move forward with open hands to create new stories instead of carrying the old stories behind. It has served its purpose. Wonderful.
Thank you.
Look,
Thank you so much, Ron.
I forgot something. I forgot to because I was so busy in my story, I forgot to acknowledge that you come every time from a deeper place. You are really an example of transformation. You never came from a really bad place, but every time you come from a deeper one. So it's so clear that you are going through transformation, going deeper and deeper into your heart.
Thank you, Nehemiah. But I don't want to steal Ron's thunder here because Ron, that was so beautiful what you said. And I have such an affection for Ron because last year when I was considering going to Sedona, but I wasn't sure if I can go because I had a very severe rotator cuff tear. Ron is the one that really inspired me to go because I knew of all his physical troubles, and the year prior or 2 years prior to that, he went to Sedona in spite of all of his physical troubles, and I said that inspired me to go, so I went. And as I got out of my car last year, who was in front of me was Ron. So I consider Ron a loving brother to this day. Thank you, Ron. My dear other brother, Roma Rishi, we know each other for 40 years almost. It's wonderful to see you. What would you like to say, Roma Rishi? You're muted. And Tara. And Tara.
How's that?
That's beautiful. Thank you.
Okay. So when I heard that the theme of today's call was transformation, I thought, gee, I can't think of anything I could offer about transformation. And then after a while, hearing other people's stories, I realized, oh my God, I do have a story about my transformation. And here it is. When I was a young child, I was very introverted and shy. I was very afraid to talk to anyone, very self-conscious. And when I got to be in high school, that developed into stuttering. I would stutter when I was nervous about having to be in front of other people. And then I began meditation, transcendental meditation. And after meditating for about 6 months, I realized that my purpose in life was to become a meditation teacher. But the problem was you have to talk in front of other people to be a meditation teacher. So that was a huge stumbling block for me because I was so shy, I would stutter. And I thought, oh my God, there's no way I could become a meditation teacher because I get nervous in front of other people. So the fortunate thing was I went away to Spain to a meditation teacher training course. It was 10 weeks long in Spain to train you to be a teacher of transcendental meditation. I decided to do that even though I still had this crippling fear, self-consciousness, shyness about talking in front of other people. So I went to this teacher training course in Spain, and I came back a teacher of transcendental meditation. And the very first thing that you were told that you should do when you came back from this course was set up a lecture in your local town and publicize it. So I set up a lecture, and it was going to be in the community center, and I invited all my friends. And the day came for that lecture to happen, and I was scared to death. I was terrified because I knew that if I had to stand up in front of 100 people, I would be so scared that I would start stuttering and I would be humiliated in front of all my friends. I was terrified. So the room filled up with all the people that had come for the lecture. And I went out for a walk in the park, a short walk. I was so scared I had to get out of there. Just looking at 100 people waiting for the lecture to start was so terrifying. And I took a walk in the park and I prayed to every God deity in the universe, Jesus, Buddha, Krishna, every saint that I knew of. I prayed, please help me. I'm terrified. I don't know what I'm going to do. The room is filled up with 100 of my friends and acquaintances. And now I'm going to have to walk in there and speak in front of them. And I know I'm going to start stuttering and I won't be able to talk. And then, as I was praying, I heard a voice. I actually heard a voice. I was out in the middle of the park and I heard a voice. It was like God spoke, and God said to me, just speak from your heart. Just speak from your heart, and everything will be fine. So I went back into the community center, and the room was full of 100 people. And I stepped up to the podium and I spoke. And I didn't stutter one bit, not one bit. And the wisdom that I was trying to share with all these people flowed out of my mouth in a stream that was uninterrupted. When I got to the end of the talk, my friends came up and they said, we didn't know you were a public speaker. We've never heard you speak before. You were eloquent. It was amazing. And that was a moment of transformation for me. I went on to give lectures for the next 10 years on transcendental meditation. I gave lectures to 50 people, 100 people, 500 people. Eventually, I even gave a lecture to 1,500 people without stuttering one bit, nothing. And public speaking turned for me, the transformation for me was the thing that I was the most terrified of, became the greatest joy in my life. And that would not have happened without that transformation. From being a shy, introverted child to finding that speaking in public was the greatest joy that I could possibly engage in. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Romarishi. And it's so funny that you of all people in the beginning said you didn't know what you could speak about with transformation. Well, well, besides that story, have seen transformation in you. We go back 40 years. We were students together. We was living in Silicon Valley at the time. We were both programmers. We both got offers to work at Apple. His name was not Romarishi then. It was something else. He didn't have a beard and a mustache. But years later, when you were on Facebook and you were called Ganganathan, I didn't recognize you. I had no idea who you were until you mentioned to somebody your actual name. And I looked at the screen with my eyes wide open, and I said, that's so and so. I didn't recognize you. You had gone through such a transformation from who you were in the 80s to who you were more recently, and now you've transformed from Ganganathan to Romarishi. So you've gone through tremendous transformation in your lifetime since I've known you over 40 years.
Oh, thank you, Luke. And I would like to say that I thoroughly enjoyed the meditation that you led earlier. It was really, really inspiring.
Oh,
It was
thank you.
beautiful. It touched my heart deeply.
Well, thank you. I'm so glad that happened. I know we're a little bit past the hour, but Belle wants to speak, and then we'll end things.
I just want to say that Romarishi, you are the absolute epitome. First of all, the poster child for the giving up your story, the story that you had from a child, which is, I think, really some of the hardest story to give up is the story that we've had that we made up and created or whatever as little people. And you didn't stop. And everything about what you put together, Luke, in this presentation around transformation, Romarishi, that was you. That you just did not stop. And what I want to acknowledge here in 2026 on this call on March 1st is that you are unstoppable. And I just invite you to continue to be transformative in anything that might be in your way, to just continue to share who you truly are and the wisdom that you are. Thank you for sharing and bringing this call to a close.
Thank you, Belle. Thank you so very much. Well,
namaste.
Namaste. Okay, beautiful, beautiful. We are a little bit past the hour, so we're going to do our usual, what we do at the end of every call. So if you can unmute, and then we'll go into breakout rooms. So if everybody can unmute and send love to one another, to this beautiful community. I love you and I'm with you.
I love
Well
you.
done, Luke.
I love you, and
Love
I'm
you
with
all
you.
very,
I
very,
love
very
you, and
well
I'm
done.
with
Love
you.
you.
Love you and I'm with you.
Love you, and I'm with you. Love you, and I'm with you.
Love you, and I'm with you.
Love you, and I'm with you. I love you, and I'm with you. Love you, and I'm with
Thank you. Have a beautiful day.
I
Thank you,
love you,
Luke.
and love
Thank you,
you.
Geralyn,
I love
Cornelia.
you, and I'm with
Woo.
you.
Thank you.
Ah.